Good morning, children. Today our topic is changes around us. Have you ever visited a magic show? In fairs and in some exhibitions, you might have seen a magic show. So in the magic show, you see that the magician, he takes some parrot or a pigeon, he covers with a kerchief and he spells some magic mantra and he removes that. Then you will find the parrot or the dove is changed to something else, into a plant, into a rabbit, into a mouse, sometimes into a girl. This happens. So, in a fraction of a second, he changes one thing into other thing. Right? It's a magic. Okay. So, do you think that in the reality also, can we change the things? Yes, we can change the things. And we observe the change in the things around us. You planted a seed in a pot. If you see that after 10 days, you will find that the small seed is grown into a big tree, a plant with so many branches and flowers. Right? So you will find a change. Morning, by the time you come out to go to school, you look at the sky, you find the sun on the east. When you come back to home from the school, you find the sun towards the west. There is a change. So you found it on the east and evening you found it in the west. Right. So morning, by the time you go to school, your mother try to dry the clothes, washed clothes on the strings she keep to dry them. They are wet. By the time you come back from school, you find them dry. Wet clothes change it to dry clothes. Position of the sun in the east in the morning, change it to west in the night. So these kind of changes, they are happening generally, but the changes do not happen at same speed. Some changes are very fast, some changes are slow. If you wanted to see a small seed growing into a tree, there is a change, but you can't observe that in very short span of time. You need to wait for years. A seed, it takes some 4 to 5 years to grow into a big tree. But here the thing that we have to identify is that there are so many changes taking place around us. And even we can, if we want, we can make some change. What change you can do? So you take one paper, just cripple the paper, you can make a paper ball. Earlier the paper, it was flat, a rectangular or a square shaped one. After you crumple that, made into a ball, it changed its shape from the square or rectangle to the sphere. So change has happened. You made the change. Right. So from this you can understand one thing, that you can make change. That means you can change one object to other object. No magic is involved here. Just by applying some force you can make a change. Right? We do this all the time. You take some papers when you have free time in your free class, then what you will be doing is that taking some papers and making some art out of that. Right? What is that called as origami? You can take some paper and you can make a paper flight. A paper is used to make rocket. Generally we call this as rocket or paper plane. Paper plane. So the paper plane is made by folding the paper. That is an art called as origami. Now you play with the paper rocket. You changed a paper, simple paper, into a rocket. So that is a change. You can do one more activity. Generally you do this. You have dough, atta, that is used to make rotis. Your mother mix the flour, wheat flour with water to make the dough, and this dough is rolled into chapatis or rotis. So you have taken some dough and you rolled it into a chapati. That means you changed the shape of the dough. Earlier it was a spherical one. Now you made it into a roll, flat disc shape, round flat shape. You changed the shape. Right? Dough you made into roti. And the third one, you have taken a balloon. Balloon. A small balloon you have taken and you have blown air into the balloon. Earlier the balloon, it was very small like this, and after blowing air, the balloon, it has become like this, big. You changed the shape of the balloon. Earlier it was small, you made it big by blowing the air, right? So here you changed the shape of the balloon. So 3 changes you have done. That means here you realized that you can change the things. Yes, we don't need magic to change the things. Of course, you cannot make a rat into a tortoise or a dove into a girl. You're not a magician, but you can change some things by applying some force. Okay, so you can change here. We have observed that you can change a paper into a rocket. You can change dove into a roti. You can change balloon into a bigger balloon. You can blow it. Right. Now, the question is, okay, we changed the paper to rocket. Can we do this back in the reverse way? Can we make the rocket again into paper? Can we make the roti into dove again? Can we make the bigger balloon to smaller balloon? That means we changed something. Can we make the change reversible? Can we reverse the change? That is the question. The answer is yes, you can reverse the change. Rocket, you can unfold the paper. Just you unfold it, you will get a paper. You made a roti, just you press the roti, again you roll it into a round ball, you get the dough back. The third one, the balloon, the one into which you have blown the air, release the neck of the balloon, all the air it goes out and you will get the small one. So from the bigger balloon, you get this smaller balloon. So here also, you changed the shape back. You brought the balloon to its original shape, original size again. So whatever the change you have done earlier, the change is reversed. In the case of a balloon, in the case of roti, in the case of rocket. So here we observe 2 things. One is, we can change the shape of an object, or we can make some change to an object. And second thing, we realized that the changes can be reversed. We have seen, yes, they can be reversed. Now, let us take some other situation. Is it possible to reverse the changes in all the cases, in all circumstances? Let us see. We made the paper into a paper plane not just by folding the paper, by cutting the paper. We have taken a paper. On the paper, we cut the design, shape of the plane. So we have cut it, the outline. Second case, we made the roti with the dough, and the roti is baked on the pan. We applied some oil or baked on the tawa. So the roti is baked. Now the roti is baked. It's no more raw. It's baked. Balloon, we have blown the balloon to bigger size, and after blowing it to a bigger size, consistent size, with the help of a needle or a pin, you bursted it. Just you pick that, the balloon blasted. It burst, right? Now this is the position of the balloon. I am giving you the same question. Can we reverse the change in these circumstances? Now your answer is no. Earlier you said yes, but now it is no. Why it is no? Because you have cut the paper. You have cut the paper into the shape of a plane. You cannot get the full paper. You may get the paper, but it is not in the original form. It was not in the form how it was earlier. It was not in the size how it was earlier. Roti, you baked it. So now it's a cooked one. You cannot make it into dough back. If you press it, if you roll it, you can't get the dough back. So that is, the change is, it cannot be reversed. The balloon, In case of balloon, you blasted it. So how do you get the balloon back? It's not possible. It got burst. So here also the change cannot be reversed. So we can do some changes. Some changes can be reversed. Some changes cannot be reversed. Right? These are the facts that we have to identify. We can change the things. The changes what we do to the things, in some cases they are reversed. They can be reversed. In some cases they cannot be reversed. So children, now we have observed that there are certain changes which can be reversed. There are certain changes which cannot be reversed. Now let us see how to bring change in certain things. Right? So here we discuss it to bring some change in items. We are changing the things just for fun, just for experimentation. But in real life also, there are some applications, there are some necessity, requirement for the change of an object, right? For a purpose, we need to change some objects. See what is the application of it. Why do we need to change the shape or size of an object for some time temporarily, right? I'll make this clear to you. Let us see some farm tools. You know the farm tools, plow, spade, hammer, axe. These are all the farm tools. Now let us see a farm tool like an axe. Okay. This is an axe. You see, this is the blade of the axe. But to hold the axe in position tightly, you need to have a handle. What kind of handle is fixed to an axe? You know that. Yes, a wooden handle. A wooden handle. So, they will fix the wooden handle to the axe, but the wooden handle that they choose is a little bigger than the hole of the axe blade, axe head. So, the axe head is having a hole. They will take a wooden handle which is having much bigger, comparatively more diameter, bigger than the hole of the axe head. Then how it will fit? Why they are choosing a bigger one? Because they wanted to make it so tight. Because it is used for cutting, so hardly they will beat. In such cases, the handle should not come out from the head of the axe. It should be very tight. That means the handle should hold the head of the axe very tightly. So that is the reason they will choose a bigger, a wider wooden handle. Right. So now here, but the problem is this is fat or thicker compared to the whole of the axe head. Then how do they fix it? How do they fix it? If you just scratch and make it thin, it will become loose. So how to solve this problem? Right? So that is done by heating this part. They will heat this part. When the axe head is heated, it expands. You know that the metals expand on heating. Do you know the fact? So the axe head, it is heated, so by that it expands and the hole becomes bigger. Then the wooden handle, it fits when it expands. And after keeping that, they will pour some cold water. Then immediately it cools down. So the wooden handle gets fixed in the axe head. Right? The work is done. So in this way, we are making two changes just by one process. What is the process? Heating. So by this process, we are doing two changes. What is the two changes? One, expansion. Right. We are doing that expansion. After that, you are doing cooling. So here we are doing two changes. What are the two changes? Expansion, making the axe head to become bigger, and contraction, making it small. Expansion, making it big. Contraction, making it small. How you are doing it in expansion? That you are doing it by heating. You are heating. And contraction by cooling. So you are changing the size of the axe head by heating. You are making it big. By cooling, you're making it small. So you're making it big to make the wooden handle fix into that, and you're making it small to make the wooden handle fix it so tightly. So all the wooden handles of the tools are fixed in this way. Then they hold the particular blade so tightly. The blade of the axe is held so tightly by the wooden handle because it was fixed when it was hot. Later, by cooling, it contracts and holds, get the good grip on the wooden handle. The same applies to all the other tools. So in the same way, the same method is applied at some more area, fixing a metal rim to the wheel of a bullock cart. You know the bullock cart's wheel, a bullock cart's wheel, it's like this. So it has got wooden spokes, and at the same time it has got a wooden rim. If the wooden wheel is used exactly like this on the roads, the wood, it comes in contact with the surface of the road and it gets wear. It becomes so rough and it gets damaged so quickly. The wooden wheels, they get spoiled so quickly because the wood is not hard enough to withstand the friction of the road. So that is the reason. On the outer side of this wheel, they will put one more rim made up of iron. That is a metal rim. So the iron, it comes in, actually the iron rim, it comes in contact with the road, not the wooden rim. The wooden rim is covered by an iron rim. But how do they fix it? So here also, they should see that the iron rim, it will catch the grip of the wooden rim. It should exactly fit into that, and it should be very tight. It should be very tightly holding the wheel. So here also the same method which we have seen in case of an axe and handle. In the same way, the rim, the metal rim or the iron rim, it is heated, so by that it expands. The expanded rim is fitted to the wheel and cold water is poured onto that. Immediately it becomes cooled and contracted. So the contracted iron rim, it fixes to the wooden wheel so tightly. So that is the application of making use of change in a material, right? So we are bringing a change by heating and we are bringing the change by cooling. Here we are reversing the change, right? So reversing the change is sometimes helpful. Where it is helpful? You have seen here it is helpful. In this case it is helpful. Reversing a change is helpful. But already I told you that we cannot reverse all the changes. Only some changes can be reversed. Some changes, they cannot be reversed. Let us see some examples. So now here we have some more examples to understand what kind of changes can be reversed and what kind of changes cannot be reversed. Now here we have a candle. So candle, you have lit a candle. So the candle burns and some of the wax flows down. However, you leave it there. After some time, what happens is that the candle, it becomes very small. There is a change in the size of the candle. Of course, the shape. So the size of the candle is changed after some time. Now, can you make this candle back to the original one? Is it possible? You have taken some candle wax in a bowl, right? And you heated it. You heated the candle wax, it melts. Can you make the melted wax back to the wax again? Yes. Here if you heat the wax, it melts, it changes the state from solid to liquid, and if you cool it, again it will turn into wax. In this case, it is possible to reverse it. But whereas in this case, once you burn the candle out completely, You can't get it back. So here you cannot reverse that. The second one, ghee. If you melt the ghee, it turns to liquid. If you cool it, it becomes a solid, at least a semi-solid. So that is heating. It can be reversed. The change in the shape or the state of the ghee can be reversed. But if you have taken the ghee into a diya, here you have poured the ghee and you lit the diya. After some time the ghee is burnt. Can you get back the ghee? No, it's not possible. The next case, you have taken incense sticks. What you call it as agarbatti. Agarbatti. So you have lighted agarbatti. After 10 minutes, after 15 minutes, you see that no agarbatti, it's all burnt to smoke. So, can you get back the agarbatti? It's not possible. What happened to that? It's changed to some smell. It's changed to some smoke. The agarbatti, incense stick is changed to some smoke. There is a change which you cannot reverse it. Take some salt water. Take a glass of water and add some salt. You mixed the salt in the water. In the previous lesson we have seen. So you made it into salt water. You changed it, that the salt disappeared. So this is a change. But is this change reversible? Yes, of course. You can boil the water to get back the salt. Of course, you may not exactly get the same in the same form how it was earlier, but you can retain that. Okay. Now take some milk, add some curd. Taking some milk in a bowl and adding some curd every day, your mother does this to make you curd, to prepare the curd. She warms up some milk and adds some sample of curd. She puts a lid and keep it aside from 3 to 4 hours. Then the milk is turned to curd. Milk, when it is added with some curd sample, it changes to curd. You know the properties of milk and curd, both are entirely different. Milk taste is different, look is different. Curd taste is different, look is different. So there is a change. What is the change? The milk changed to curd. Right. So here the question is, can this change be reversed? Can you make the curd into milk? No, it's not possible. In this case, we cannot reverse this change. Right? So this is not possible. This is possible. This is not possible. This is not possible. This is possible. Right? Okay. So melting of candle, it can be reversed. Melting of ghee can be reversed. Burning of candle cannot be reversed. Burning of ghee cannot be reversed. Burning of incense sticks cannot be reversed. And making the milk to curd cannot be reversed. So here, by these activities, we have observed that there are certain changes which cannot be reversed. So basing on this, we can categorize or classify the changes. In your higher classes, when you are classifying the changes, you can take this categorization. On basing this, what is that? Changes that can be reversed, changes that cannot be reversed. Reversible changes, irreversible changes. On basing this, you can classify all the changes. Yes, this change is reversible. This change is irreversible. So in such a way, you can go for a classification. So that is what the idea that we have to get from the lesson, changes around us.